Hey everyone, welcome. You ever wanted a mental math superpower? Well, today you're gonna get one. We are talking about a lightning fast trick to figure out square roots all in your head. Yep, no calculator needed. All right, let's just jump right in, shall we? I want to kick things off with a little challenge just to get our brains fired up. So, here it is. Can you find the square root of 180 in, say, 5 seconds? Time's up. Yeah, it's not so easy, is it? That's because it's not a perfect square. And that's what makes it so tricky. But here's the cool part. By the time we're done here, you'll be able to nail problems just like this one, and you'll be doing it super fast.
Okay, so you might be thinking this is some kind of magic trick. It's not, but it is powerful. And it's all built on one very simple thing. Just one tool you need to have in your mental toolbox.
And what is that one tool? It's just knowing the squares of numbers up to 20. That's it. And honestly, you probably already know most of them. And even if you don't, they're really easy to learn. This one little skill, well, it's the key that unlocks this entire hack. So take a look at these numbers. These are the key players we'll be working with. Just let your eyes scan down the list. See anything interesting? Check out 13 squared, that's 69. And right after it, 14 squared is 196. Remember those two numbers because they're going to be super important for that first problem we tried. Okay, so now that we have our foundation, let's see how this all comes together. We're going to go back to that square root of 180, but this time we're going to break it down with a really logical step-by-step approach.
Okay, remember those two numbers I told you to look at, 169 and 196. Well, look where our number, 180, falls. It's right smack in the middle of them. So right away, we know the answer has to be 13 point something, right? We always start with that smaller number, 13, as our base.
So here's how you can think about it. First, we find our floor, which is 13, easy enough. Next, how far is our number from that floor square? Well, 180 minus 169, that's 11. Okay, hold that thought. Now, what's the total distance between the two perfect squares we found? That's 196 minus 169, which is 27. So now we have two numbers, 11 and 27. The last step is to just put them into a fraction, 11 over 20.
Now, 11 divided by 27 is roughly 0.4. So we just tack that on to our base of 13, and boom, we get our approximation about 13.4. Pretty cool, right? But what if I told you there's an even faster way?
Okay, that first method we just did, it's awesome for understanding the logic behind it all. You can see why it works. But if you want pure, raw speed, well, for that, there's a simple, beautiful little formula. This is the real pro tip. And you know, that's the whole beauty of it. The source material says it perfectly. You just don't have to work that hard. This formula basically streamlines that whole thought process we just went through. And here it is. The formula is n plus d divided by 2n. Okay, what does that mean? N is just that base number we found earlier, the root of the smaller perfect square. And d is the difference between your number and that square. Simple as that. Let's really break this down. All right, let's put this shiny new tool to the test. We're going back to our old friend, the square root of 180. You're about to see just how much faster this is. Okay, so let's plug in the numbers. Our n is 13, got it. Our d is that difference, 180 minus 169, which is 11. And 2n, that's just 2 times our n. So 2 times 13 is 26. So all we have to do is assemble the pieces. 13 plus the fraction 11 over 26. And just like that, you get your answer, approximately 13.42. See how much faster that was? Instead of thinking through all those steps, you just plug into a simple formula. It gives you a really accurate answer with way less mental gymnastics. It's just clean, simple, and unbelievably fast. You know, the best way to really get a new skill to stick is to actually use it. So let's lock this in. We're going to try this powerful formula on a totally new number. Okay, your turn. Let's try a new one. What's the square root of 246? Go ahead, think back to that table of squares we looked at. Can you picture it? Which two perfect squares does 246 fit between? Did you get it? It's between 15 squared, which is 225, and 16 squared, which is 256. So, what's our n? It's the smaller one, so our n is 15. Next up, we need d. That's just the difference, right? 246 minus 225, that gives us 21. And the last piece of the puzzle, 2n for the bottom of our fraction. That's just 2 times our n of 15, which is 30. Super easy. All right, let's put it all together. We have our base, 15, plus our fraction,
21 over 30. And what's 21 divided by 30? It's 0.7. So our answer is 15.7. Look at that. Once you know the formula, it's just bam, done.
So look, this is more than just a neat party trick, right? What you've just picked up is a genuinely practical skill, something you can actually use in the real world. So, why should you care? Well, think about it. If you're ever in a timed test, like for a banking exam or something similar, this kind of speed is a massive advantage. But honestly, even if you're not, it just makes you feel more confident with numbers. It makes you faster in everyday situations. It's really about training your brain to work a little bit sharper, a little more efficiently. And that's pretty much it. You now have a fantastic mental shortcut in your back pocket.